And you will now be tuned in.
You know what it is.
My opinions are facts podcast.
Yeah. Straight up.
Welcome, everybody. Good Saturday morning. Day 2 of the March Madness, or day 3, I should say. Yesterday, little craziness happened. I was mad about that Robert Morris one. I'm surprised they kept up with the spread. They had a good season, though. Shout out to them. You know, that's around my area and stuff. They had a good game, put on the best they could put on. But I didn't do bad with my picks. But here we are Saturday morning. So without further ado, let's get into it. Shout out to everybody on TikTok. I see y'all. Appreciate the views. So first game we got today, come on at 12 is McNeese versus Purdue. Spread 6.5. They're giving to McNeese. And the over-under is 142.5. So I'm looking over these two teams. The last game, McNeese, they really put on a nice performance. They won by 2, upsetting Clemson, getting the ACC team up out of there. They did their thing, and Purdue, you know, it was an easy one for them. They took that victory. But so I'm looking to today. I had McNeese as my Cinderella team between them and Creighton, but I'm going to go with McNeese at the moment. So looking into it, I'm going to take McNeese on the spread. Although, you know, a lot of people feel Purdue, but you could do the money line with that if you're parlaying. But if you just want to do a straight up single bet, I will go with McNeese covering the spread. I think they got the talent, the momentum, the confidence. Because, you know, a team like that, Cinderella, you win one. You just got the confidence going in because every game you have nothing to lose. So you're going in with nothing to lose and something to prove, not to, you know what I mean, just yourself, but to, you know, the whole tournament, showing that you belonged in this tournament. Your team did what it had to do to get there. So I respect that for McNeese. And but it's all about winning money, y'all. So I'm just gonna go with my betting mind, and I'm taking McNeese definitely for the spread plus 6.5. On to the next one. I'm gonna go with Arkansas St. John's plus 6.5. 144.5 is the over. Man, this is more of a rivalry of the coaches than the teams. I mean, you know, both teams are legendary in the tournament. St. John's, especially back in the Big East days. You know, it had much tradition there. Arkansas, I remember them boys in the 90s. Boy, that was a legendary teams. They had, I remember the back-to-back Razorback wins. That was the Bill Clinton era. You know, that was special back then. So, good tradition, but the coaches even more. Rick Pitino. I always got love for Rick Pitino because he coached my favorite team, the Wildcats, back in their, you know, their heydays in the early 90s. Final 4 appearances. Of course, he got the big chip in 96. And you know, he did his thing there in Kentucky, legendary. And he moved on to Louisville. Everywhere, like I say, he had a real good stint at coaching, and he always had something to prove. A lot of scandals he had, a lot of scandals, but he moved past them and do what he do best. If you win, all is forgiven, all is forgotten. Then you got Calipari, legendary coach, Kansas and North Carolina. Boy, he put a lot of work, championships, Final 4 appearances, you name it. So both coaches, you know, naturally they respect each other, but they really don't like each other. And it's going to show today on the court. So this means more than everything to both of them coaches. And with this one, so I'm looking over, you know, my research. Arkansas lost in every statistic, rebound and everything, their last game. You know what I mean? But they scored 16 points off turnovers. So my thing is this: if Arkansas has a chance to win, they're going to have to try to enforce turnovers on the ball with St. John's. And St. John's, they don't give up the ball much, and boy, they can score. They rack up them points. They rack up a lot of points. But with that one, I just took the over. I feel both teams are just going to go and start gunning, and I don't see no slow pacing. It's going to up tempo back and forth, and they're going to lead the charge. And both coaches want this win bad. And this is, it's rare you get to see these two play against each other, and I know they can't wait for this one. I can't wait for that either. It's going to be a real good game coming on. So looking forward to that one. Like I said, I'm taking the over 144.5. On to the next game. We got the legendary Michigan Wolverines going against Texas A&M. Michigan, tradition they carry, from Glenn Rice era to the Fab Five and all the way through to the most more recent years. So with them, looking at their last game, they led in all stats. They was soundly good on defense, and they got through that win. There wasn't much they really had to do, but they won convincingly, and it just didn't take much for them to, get that victory. Texas A&M, on the other hand, who was favored, -2.5. They led in all stats last game. Really didn't have to do too much either, so they secured that win. Now they coming in, both teams coming in strong, pretty good defenses. And with me, I just looked at everything and I like the under. I feel it's going to be, really a lot of good play calling, pacing themselves out. And really not much going to come from both teams. They didn't hit 10 3-pointers in their games they played. So it's going to be a lot of inside defensive playing and, crashing boards and whatnot. So 141 is the best read I can get on that game. Didn't see a clear winner on the stats I checked out. But yes, I'll look at it and we'll see what Michigan does, especially nice turnaround from last year. Juwan Howard, he tried to do what he do, but didn't work for them. So they brought a new coach in, and now here they are in the second round. So they're looking better than they did last year. To the next game, we got Drake versus Texas Tech. Now, Drake, I'm surprised they won their first game, but here's a real good stat I've seen about them. Don't know if they can make this happen in the second game, but last game they had 23 points off turnovers. And a key way to win, a key way to get victory, scoring off of turnovers. And they had 23 points off that, and that's really, 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 really good. So you can win any game with that many points off of turnovers in college. That's for sure, especially a tournament, because, if you're getting them turnovers, I mean, you're making another team nervous on offense, and they're just really not making sound passes. They're kind of, discombobulated. So Drake did good on that one and made it to the second round, and you can't knock that as 11th seed. It's always good to go further. Going with Texas Tech, the real read I got on them was just, scoring. Boy, they put them points up. And I could see them doing that again because I know Drake can have the same success on turning over the ball and scoring that many points. That's not an easy task to do. So, hey, I guess they're up for it. So this one right here, Drake is another team that wants to be considered Cinderella. I don't see it being a Cinderella team like that. So that's another game. I see the over-under is 126.5. Last game they played was, I believe it was like 135. They didn't hit that over. But I think if they can get somewhat points off of turnovers and Texas Tech can light up the scoreboard, I like the over 126.5. So long as it's not a blowout, which I don't anticipate in it, it's plus 6.5. So it should be a fairly close game. Both teams should at least get into the mid 60s. That's all you need. So if both teams scored on mid 60s or whatnot, they should clear that over. And I'm confident in that one. And that's what I see for that. Next game. This one right here. This game I really, really was just looking at, studying, because it is really, really tough. Got number 9 seed Creighton versus Auburn, number 1 seed. Plus 8.5 is a spread. 150 is the over. Now, I seen Creighton last game. They hit 11 3-pointers against Louisville, which is no slouch. I mean, that's a good competitive team they played against. So they did what they had to do then and racked them points up and came away with the victory. And here they are, second round. I've seen a lot of folks feeling they can pull this off. They feel Auburn can be the number 1 seed that can get knocked off this round. Looking at Auburn, they hit 11 threes their past game. They led in rebounding too, and they had 12 points off of turnovers, fast break turnovers. And Auburn been tough all year. They played in a real tough division, and to come out on top is what more can you ask for? And they got the better coach out of the two coaches, experience. So with that one, I went with Creighton to actually cover the spread because I feel if anything, number one seed of Auburn, I just don't see them really stopping the 3 like that. But I don't know, we'll see how that goes. But yeah, Creighton plus 8.5. I'll take that one. If y'all want to tell me on that one, make sure you mark that down. Now we're off to the next game. We got Gonzaga and Houston. Now, me, I'll be honest with you, I feel this is my upset of the day. Number one, Houston versus 8 Gonzaga. Plus 5.5 is a spread. 139.5 is the over. I just feel Gonzaga just, I don't know, historically, I guess you want to go with in the recent years. Sometimes you can live off nostalgia and just win, and little splash of luck will go in there. And they won their last game convincingly. Like, they showed that they belong there. Houston, they number one seed, but the first game didn't look too promising to me. They wasn't convincing enough. Like I said, they had 12 points off of fast break turnovers. They only made 6 3-pointers, which is But remember the second half, it was so crazy. The second half, even if they didn't score, they still would have won the game. I think they only scored maybe 8 points in the second half. So it was a bad second half for them. I don't know. They took the foot off the gas, maybe so, but we just gotta go by what we see. And I just think, to me, I think this definitely gonna be the number one seed that falls today. For sure. I think they're gonna fall. So I'm taking Gonzaga. I'm riding money line with them. Check that in there, y'all. Make sure y'all check back and let me know that I get that one right. Next up, you got UCLA versus Tennessee. Last game of the day, last game of the night. Another one right here. I'm taking UCLA first half. It's plus 2.5. The spread overall is 5.5. 130 is the over. But I like UCLA in the first half. I feel they can give a push to show that they're confident, and I just think they should close out the first half. I feel Tennessee can pull away second half to end of the game. So, like I said, I'm rocking with the first half of UCLA. Last game they had 10 3-pointers. They scored 20 points off of turnovers. So when you can do that, that's showing you giving a good push in your defense, and I feel they will have that success somewhat in the first half as it's going by. That's what I'm leaning towards. And with Tennessee, their last game they made 10 threes. They gave up 11 3-pointers though. And they only had 3 points off of fast breaks. That's not good. I don't care who you're playing against, and you're playing against a 14 seed. That should not be your stats. Giving up 11 3-pointers and only scoring 3 on fast break. Yeah, I mean, it could dictate far as the second half. Maybe they took their foot off the gas, like I said about Houston, but that's still not a good look, getting up 11 threes. That shouldn't happen at no point, and you can't do that against UCLA at all. There's no way you can let that happen. But if UCLA, you get that, like I said, first half push, which I see them doing, I can see them just taking that first half. Like I said, I caught at 2.5. I caught it at plus 120. So I feel that's a good read right there. And but if you want to take the whole game, I feel Tennessee second half is going to really show why they should make to the Final Four. Some got them win the whole thing, but yeah. So if you like them the whole game, I would take that money line. But if you want to show a little risk and show you know what you're talking about, like myself, you'll take UCLA in the first half, plus 2.5 on that one. And these games right here today is going to be real good. It's going to be a test. The game I really, really, really like to see is going to be definitely Arkansas St. John's, just because the coaches. That's going to be one to remember. And like I said, they both want this win. St. John's, maybe they could be the team that surprised everybody. Like I said, Rick Pitino, one thing he's known for, he's probably the best X and O coach you ever going to have in college history. When it comes to that, he comes, hey, this is what we're going to do. This is how we execute. and he always wins. He went everywhere at once. So I feel this is going to show right here how great he is and how, his career is going to sound off. But Calipari, we know what he can do, and especially, one of the most memorable is him starting the one and done franchise, I should say, with Kentucky. And it worked real good because, boy, that John Wall team, yeah, that was one to remember. Them teams right there is really, really good. But today is a new day for both them teams. That's my key game of the day to watch. The favorite game I can't wait to watch is that one. And like I said, it's going to be one to remember, high scoring to me, and they definitely going to smack that over. Like I said, my Cinderella team, McNeese, I feel they can make another push, at least get to the 32. And they got a good chance today with Purdue, to make that happen. But if anything, it's going to be close. I think they get the spread off, and just cover that. That's all we need them to do to get that victory. And I don't know. I see a lot of people talk about Creighton beating Auburn. I don't see that. Like I said, maybe the spread, they should cover the spread. That's my confident pick. But if you want Auburn on the money line, there's not much value there, but they can get it done. And, so I saw how you feel about that. But we got some great games coming up today. Should be tuned in. March Madness, start off a great 2 days. So hopefully Saturday brings the same excitement. And let's see if these bets smack, y'all. So, get locked in, get them off. We got about an hour till tip off for the first game, the McNeese game. Shout out to everybody on TikTok. Hope y'all marking down the picks for I got for y'all too. Like I said, later on today, we're gonna come with them NBA picks. It's 5 games today. Guess the key game everybody's gonna watch and look out for is Bronny. Is he gonna do it again? I'll be the first to say no, but I'm a hater, I guess. But until then, make sure you tune in for our NBA picks. Tune in for our pods. We got much in store for y'all. We appreciate everybody that's coming in, checking us out. Tell my picks. Let me know, how we did today on the college picks. And I'll check y'all out. Until next time, signing off. Izzy, he gets busy.